Howdy, Dennis Bradford here. Let's think some about being, feeling, and doing better. How is it possible to elevate one's energy test calibration quickly? Answering this is important. You'd think it would be a daunting task if I told you that feeling better in a lasting way would require you many years of unrelenting, serious spiritual practice day after day. If that were true, I would report it. However, it's not necessarily true at all. In terms of energy testing, elevating your personal calibration significantly can happen quickly. That's especially true if you have, as I've recommended, already established a daily spiritual practice such as aliveness, awareness, or zazen, which inhibit the arising of unwanted emotions. That's also especially true if you have, as I've recommended, already made it a practice to use either the emotional humility or peacefulness process method to treat unwanted emotions after they've arisen. That's also especially true if you have, as I've recommended, already begun surrounding yourself primarily only with those who are either sages or at least philosophers or other spiritual aspirants. If you are not testing my recommendations for yourself, you are not benefiting as much from these videos as you could be. Who are your greatest friends? Since I was a teenager, my attitude has been that my greatest friends do not know me. They are those who are wise, whose words and teachings I'm able to absorb to help me live better. My greatest friend is the Buddha. Here are some of his relevant words from the Dhammapada, Wallace translation. Quote, "You must exhort yourself. You must examine yourself." End quote. Quote, "You, indeed, are your own refuge." End quote. Quote, "Just as rain cannot pierce a well-roofed house, so passion cannot pierce a well-cultivated mind." End quote. Quote, "You are master of yourself. What other master could there be?" End quote. Quote, "It is up to you to strive ardently." End quote. "Watch over your mind." Quote, "If one could find a mature friend, a companion who is wise, living productively, he would overcome all dangers. Let him go with that one, mindful and happy. If one cannot find a mature friend, let him go alone." End quote. What is the mark of a sage? Non-attachment. If you understand that, you already understand how it's possible to elevate your personal energy testing calibration quickly. Drop all attachments. It's that simple. It's not easy, but it is that simple. Doing so removes all obstructions to realizing your essence, which is being. Of course, being has different names in different traditions. Those who practice Buddhism call it Buddha nature. Christians call it the kingdom of God, and so on. Question: how long does it take to drop something? An instant. That's why relief from afflictions can happen suddenly. Attachments are what cause afflictions. Attachments can be dropped instantly. You may recall that previously I quoted words to that effect from A Course in Miracles. Sages such as Eckhart Tolle and David Hawkins have explicitly said the same thing. It's also illustrated by a Zen story retold by Jack Kornfield in A Path with Heart. This is a story of an old Chinese Zen monk who, after many years of peaceful meditation, realized he was not really enlightened. He went to the master and said, "Please, may I go find a hut at the top of the mountain and stay there until I finish this practice?" The master, knowing he was ripe, gave his permission. On the way up the mountain, the monk met an old man walking down carrying a big bundle. The old man asked, "Where are you going, monk?" The monk answered, "I'm going to the top of the mountain to sit and either get enlightened or die." Since the old man looked very wise, the monk was moved to ask him, "Say, old man, do you know anything of this enlightenment?" The old man, who was really the Bodhisattva Manjushri, said to appear to people when they are ready for enlightenment, let go of his bundle and it dropped to the ground. As in all good Zen stories, in that moment the monk was enlightened. You mean it is that simple? Just to let go and not grasp anything? Then the newly enlightened monk looked back at the old man and asked, so now what? In answer, the old man reached down and picked up the bundle again and walked off toward town. What, though, you may ask, do I actually do to drop all attachments? Excellent question. My answer is in the next video. Let's end emotional distress.